Commander Neeraj Vasist, a proud officer of the Indian Armed Forces, a scholar still master in underwater sciences and human rights, and once an immediate camp to the President of India, has gifted us with the report Ayodhya to Ayodhya, a relationship transcending faith. This is not just about friends. It's a masterpiece. It's a story that unveils the deep bond between India and Thailand, stretching back over 2,000 years. From Emperor Ashoka's Buddhist mission in the 3rd century BCE to the echoes of Ramayana in Thailand, Brahma Cave, this book built a bridge of history, faith, and culture. In Ayodhya, a commander versus taken on an unforgettable ride. He tells us how Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore made a sudden visit to Thailand in 1927 and how Netaji Subhash Bose dream touched his land in 1943 and how a small Chinese tea shop in Thailand sparked the fire of Indian National Army during World War II. But it is not just a history, it's an experience. Through his travel across Thailand, he brings alive the haunting tale of death railways, the colorful Thai rituals, and even the fascinating world of lady goddess, or tied back the timeless legacy of Ayodhya. The title itself is powerful. Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Ram, and Ayodhya, named after him by the king Ramatipuri first in 1350. These two places share a soul, a connection that transcends fate and time. As Commander was described, this is a bond that unites two nations through belief and tradition. Whether you are a history buff, a cultural enthusiast, or just someone who loves a great story, this book is treasure for you. So put your hands together and welcome Commander Neeraj Vasist.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार, very good afternoon to everyone. At the outset, I would like to thank entire Dashiti, Party Sir, Indra ma'am, and you for giving this opportunity. I seriously consider this as an opportunity because when Akshat approached me कि sir आप इस पे हमारा जो program है उसमें आप बोलना चाहेंगे. I was very excited because to tell these stories that Party Sir has mentioned is actually I consider it an absolute privilege. Because the time has come when we actually have to come together with these stories and bring to ourselves the pride and give instill in ourselves the sense of pride in the generation that have come. Now, before I start, I'd also like to bring this news because I thought that I still have some time to prepare and tell you what actually I will tell you. But yesterday, a very good news happened to me and my wife. We are blessed with a daughter and so yesterday when it was about 2:11 and we were blessed with our first newborn and because the Navratri is there and we start connecting these dots. Somar ka din hai, Bholenath ka din hai and Navratra hai. Everything happened so well. And then I asked my wife, we have kal ek aise election hai, I have been invited and I have to go because it is something very important, very close to my heart that I really share with the audience. And she said that there is no way that you are going to meet and going for it. So आप सबके सामने मैं चाहूंगा कि आप एक बार उनके लिए ताकि but now the context of the book is it's not only about the book Ayodhya we are not relating to these two cities, but the very important part is when I was going for my 1-year assignment in Thailand, I wanted to read about India-Thailand relations. So what I found was that the larger context was always leading to India's Southeast Asian relations. And most of the time, this was all what we have been fed. Most of the time, it's actually garbage. Telling that you just went there, it was like one of the, you also did some kind of colonization. There were narratives like this. If you search about India-Thailand relations, you will find that, as if our Indianization of Southeast Asia is somewhat, if not equivalent, it just can be put in the same bracket as Hellenization of Europe or maybe colonization of one part of the world. But that is not the case. So when I started reading those books, I found that this is absolute garbage, this is utter rubbish, this is not very good. When I started traveling, I got to realize a lot of things about Thailand, and I realized our connections with Thailand dates back to 3rd century BC and even more, much before as So that's when I started to write this book, and Embassy of Thailand was very kind when I mailed it to them that there is a gap there, and because today if you want to read about Indian celebrations, what do? You Google some books, there are 2-3 books, most of these books are actually very left line or they give you as said what existed, maybe based on some thesis or based on. But the experience of traveling across Thailand, going to 76 provinces of Thailand out of 77, and pen down a book as easy a style as it could be, and it's like it's a conversational book, and that's when I started writing down. So the first thing that I came across is that out of 77 provinces in Thailand, आप देखेंगे कि सभी 67 प्रोविंसेस एग्जैक्टली आप नाम से आई हैव रिटन इन दिस बुक इन फर्स्ट चैप्टर, उनके सभी के जो नाम हैं दे आर ऑल डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ संस्कृत लैंग्वेज। आप कहीं पे भी आप कोई भी वहां पे जाके देखिए, नखवन स्वान देखिए, आप समुद्र खान देखिए, आप नखवन सौरभ देखिए, चलिए। So you will find that out of 77 provinces of Thailand, 67 have their names right from Sanskrit language. And to add to that, it's not only about language, it's about even the so you see these notes and all in Thailand, you say Vishnu law, but they've written it in such a way that you see it once, but you will not be able to get it all. Look, we can let it. There is a lot of ध्यान से देखेंगे Vishnu law because the present dynasty in Thailand, which is the Chakri dynasty, they consider as if they are ruling on dispensation of the God there. So उसके base पे you see, आप realize करेंगे कि उसका सारा coronation ceremony, you see there basic understanding of literature in their notes, in their themes, in their then I realized that there is a lot of connection. The connection that normally, I mean, we as from India, when we travel to Thailand or to most of the Southeast Asian countries, we know that there is connection. We know, okay, they also play Ramayana, they also have, these cultural connections. But when we go in detail, we realize that how similar their societal makeup is, and how similar, like on everyday basis, how the Thai people or most of the Southeast Asian, when I say it's Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the mainland Southeast Asia, how do they live their life is exactly, or it's more or less same, the way we do it. So I started in the first chapter with language, with of course the name. When I studied Thai language for about a year, that's when I realized most of the words like Acharya is teacher for them, Chor is key for them. So there are so many words that to start to get interest. I mentioned about 40, 50 of these words, and they are all very similar. If you see, मैंने जब ये देखा, then I started writing this book, penning down, going to these places. Then I went to Indo-Thai culture laws. I realized that a sizable part of our Indian freedom movement in Southeast Asia actually happened in Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, and it is not mainstream stories here in India. So I realized that this is the time that we should put out these stories. I approached Sandeep Sanyal sir. He was very kind to take a cover club for the book to guide that this was the Chinese piece of wherein that Japanese intelligence also Kushigara, along with Gyani Pritam Singh and Swami Satyanand Puri, they started. For the first time, they discussed the idea of having the entire army of Indians living abroad together and fight for the causes of freedom. So that was the initial idea with which I started the book. And then, of course, every traveling account, everything that I saw in Thailand, I started to pen down and came into format. But today, what I'm going to discuss about is the civilizational context in which we should see Southeast Asia. Just when the Indians started traveling, like most of the time, as Tripathi sir said, हमें बताया जाता है Vasco da Gama actually discovered India, which is I mean, there can be nothing farther from truth than this. 1498. I mean, look at their civilization. I don't know, even give an example. 1642. Galileo was hanged because he told that, okay, its sun will be the center and the planets revolve around it, and he was hanged for this. It's a civilization which claim that they have evolved for so many centuries and they are way ahead, and every ounce of knowledge that actually flows from the West is actually, we have been fed all this, it's absolutely nonsense. In those times when we have our Bhakti movement, you read the text of our civilization and you realize that how far ahead we were in those times. But in Thailand, when I say, like you look at some of the in the second section, I mentioned about how the Hinduism and Buddhism have actually merged in Thailand, or in most part of the Southeast Asia. So one of these, they had Navratri festival in Thailand as well. Mariamman temple, right in the center of the Bangkok, there is this temple where they celebrate Navratri. So I, along with my wife, हम इसमें Navratri festival में थे. और वहाँ पे रियलाइज किया कि एवरीथिंग लाइक साड़ी का कलर कौन से दिन कैसा होगा, आप कौन सी माता चंद्रघंटा माता है आज इसके हिसाब से आपको ये पहनना है। एवरीबॉडी वाज इन दैट देयर वे ऑफ प्रेइंग टू गॉड्स, यू आर नीलिंग डाउन, पुटिंग ए इंसेंस स्टिक इन फ्रंट, लैंप सामने लगाना है, दिया डाल के उसको पूजा करना है। एक्जेक्टली एवरीथिंग वाज सेम। इन फैक्ट व्हेन यू कम आउट you realize that when you talk to people with visiting cards literally saying that okay मैं आपको पूजा का सही तरीका बताता हूँ, you have to pay me this much, like literally everything was exactly same. And in most parts, so there is one photograph is actually I wanted to I made some kind of beauty, so I wanted to show that slide. Thailand के एक metro station पे right in the center of Bangkok, there is this beautiful, look at this map closely, you will find that within 1 kilometer radius in Thailand you have a Brahma shrine, you have a Vishnu shrine, you have a Ganesha shrine. Every deity that we know and river in India is within that 1 kilometer compound. And it is not the, and you see their leverage, you see how much they, of course their idea has been very different about Hindu gods. Their ideas has been slightly different than what we think. But but you can see a lot of Indianized effect in Thailand. So this was one number example. Then you see Erawan Shrine. You'll find Erawan Shrine all across Thailand, which is when Samudra Manthan they jab Erawan, basically Erawan, they cannot pronounce that, so they call it Erawan. And lot of shrines you'll find dedicated to him. At the same time, even their king का जो coronation होता है, there are priests from Gorakhpur who actually does this coronation ceremony for King Ramaditya, and of course all his predecessors as well. So उसमें आपका इंद्र अभिषेक करना, उसको पांचों जैसे हम अपना करते हैं कि 5 पवित्र नदी से लाके और उसमें आप जल को स्नान करेंगे, फिर आप उससे अपना अभिषेक करेंगे. Same, they also have the different rivers, like they call Mekong River as Kongka because they consider that this is incarnation or this is one of the it's like akin to Ganga to them. And similarly, there are 4 or 5 rivers in Thailand. So there is Pan and Nan River which confluence each other and then make Chao Phraya River. So they consider it like we have our Mahakumbh and Triveni Sangam. So it is their idea of Triveni Sangam. Similarly, you see Ramayana stories. You will be surprised, there is a city named Lopburi. Lop is basically Thailand में आप देखेंगे उसका मतलब है monkey and Puri is basically city. So वहाँ पे everyone who passes a monkey, किसी भी time पे he will actually bow to that monkey and then he will pass. There is a festival dedicated to monkeys where एक बहुत बड़ा buffet ready किया जाएगा. You find at least 1,000 monkeys and hundreds of people, having photographs and there's monkeys going all around eating with them. So they actually celebrate all these things. Another account you can see language like our festivals. These festivals are, for example, on 29th of March, they had Songkran festival, which is akin to the celebration or the festivities are actually equal to our Holi festival. Same during Deepavali, they have Loi Pratham festival in which they flaunt lamps सब ready करेंगे और उसको they consider that water body as Mother Ganga और उसमें भाव करेंगे. So you will find that most of the things that you find are very very similar. If you see Lord Ganesh is actually 1995 was the time when the first time a man in Delhi, I don't know exact area, what area was that. उसको सपने में आया कि गणेश भगवान में जैसे आप इसके ऊपर ले जा रहे हैं, that is miraculously disappearing. And this news reached Thailand more or less around same time. और थाईलैंड में जहाँ पे देव मंदिर है वहाँ पे people long queues people made for seeing that kind of miracle. And after that the concepts like हमारे गणेश भगवान में हम लड्डू हाथ में देखते हैं, वहाँ पे उन्होंने क्रिस्पी गोल हाथ में रखे हैं. तो बहुत सारे आप चीजें देखेंगे, बट द कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड द कमोडिफिकेशन और जो जिस तरह से पूजा करते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल 2008 financial crisis, most of the Thai people in Kanchanaburi province, they ensure that they have a Ganesh shrine right in front of their house की उनका रूप कले, उनकी trust कले. This is their belief. Like when I discussed with my classmates there, they used to tell that Ganesh Bhagwan, especially the generation for us, they believed in this idea completely. Now of course there are changes, but they believed in this idea. आप वहाँ पे हनुमान, you'll see Lord Hanuman there. So this is that Lopburi festival that I'm talking about. This is in Lopburi, where you find thousands of monkeys and maybe together. This is their idea of the Loi Pratham, which is Diwali festival. Diwali festival. This is how, and the corn is basically there. Basically, if you see, these are the festivals they celebrate. The other side, their picture is they celebrating Loi Pratham, where they make those lamps and float in on Mother Ganga. This is locally where they organize this festival because उनका faith है कि जब भगवान राम अयोध्या जीतकर वापस आए थे तो उन्होंने हनुमान जी को वो सिटी उपहार के रूप में दिया था. And they have weaved entire story like we have वहाँ पे we know that he was born in Ayodhya. चित्रकूट गए उन्होंने वहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट में गए उसके बाद से वो अपना फूल बनाया और श्रीलंका में गए. Similarly, they have weaved their story the entire. This is like this one mountain which is flat. So their story goes is that when Ravan abducted Mata Sita, उस टाइम पे जब वो जा रहे थे तो that जो उनका जिस महल में वो जा रहे थे उसका होना उसको लगा और उसने उसको माउंटेन को बिल्कुल फ्लैट कर दिया. Lot of very interesting stories you'll find all across Thailand. You read the Ramayana. You see Rainmaker, you see Pralak Praram of Plow. The stories are so similar, yet very different in context. And of course, the virtues of the story that are trying to bring those lessons, those are very different than we see. But they still have a connection. The other side, you see, this I really want to discuss for some time. This is the hotel where Subhash Chandra Bose stayed in Thailand for about 60 days. So, जब Rabindranath Tagore ji paid a visit in 1927 to Thailand. और उस टाइम पे he was a official invited guest of Thai government. और उन्होंने Thai government was so impressed by Rabindranath Tagore because the two good things that happened to Asia in first half of 20th century was Rabindranath Tagore getting Nobel Peace Prize and Japan winning Nobel. So उस टाइम पे जब हमने देखा तो जब रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर जी आए तो उन्होंने थाई गवर्नमेंट ने कहा कि हमें एक संस्कृत का सीट चाहिए चुलालंबन यूनिवर्सिटी में एंड व्हाट वी वांट इज कि आप किसी ऐसे जन को भेजिए जो हमें रामायण का महाभारत का जो ट्रांसलेशन दे सके और जिनका संस्कृत के ऊपर उतना ही अच्छा कमांड हो. देन स्वामी सत्यानंद पुरी वाज सेंट एंड ही वाज वेरी इफेक्टिव. वी गॉट पीपल टुगेदर बिकॉज़ दैट वाज एक्चुअली हाइट ऑफ आवर इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस मूवमेंट एज वेल. और उस टाइम पे उन्होंने इंडो थाई कल्चर लॉज एस्टैब्लिश किया जो कि आज भी थाईलैंड में अगर आप कभी जाएं बैंकॉक में जस्ट 2.3 किलोमीटर फ्रॉम द लास्ट मेट्रो स्टेशन पे इट्स कनेक्टेड. तो आप अगर वहां पे जाकर देखिए यू फाइंड दैट टेक्स्ट. तो उस टाइम पे बैंकॉक में कहावत था कि आज शाम को खाना मिलते हैं आज शाम को जो लॉज में मिलते हैं वी डिस्कस करते हैं. सो जितनी भी फ्रीडम एक्टिविटीज होती थी वो थाई कल्चर लॉज में होती थी. देयर इज लॉट ऑफ लिटरेचर दैट वी एक्चुअली हैव टू रीड एंड काइंड ऑफ स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम देयर. तो वहां पे जब स्वामी सत्यानंद पुरी आए और वहां पे ज्ञानी प्रीतम सिंह आए तो इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस लीग और इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस काउंसिल थोड़ा उनमें भेदभाव था जापान के साथ साइड को लेकर कि जापान के साथ आप साइड कर रहे हैं तो आप जापान की एक्सेस पावर के साथ साइड नहीं कर रहे हैं. दूसरी साइड वाज सेइंग दैट स्वामी सत्यानंद पुरी वाज सेइंग दैट वी विल नॉट साइड एंड वी विल कीप द इंडियन तो इंडिया का इंटरेस्ट विल कीप इट प्राइम. सो उस टाइम पे 1942 में दैट क्रैश हैपेंड. स्वामी सत्यानंद पुरी एंड ज्ञानी प्रीतम सिंह बोथ साइड. आफ्टर दैट जब जर्मनी से सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी आए और उन्होंने यहाँ पे अपना कार्यभार संभाला. दिस इज दैट होटल उसकी 118 नंबर रूम में थे. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट वी आर नॉट बीन एबल टू catch on the historical linkage between India and Thailand even today. So most of the people are oblivious of the fact. Even the Indian lineage people who are staying there, you know, around that hotel are actually oblivious. Most of the history is actually it is not many people realize that so many things happen just within that 2 kilometers space. The other side is when in that hotel there is one auditorium which still exists to this day, of course in a different form. उसमें उन्होंने एक लेक्चर दिया था और 4 घंटे के लिए वो कंटिन्यूस बोले थे and people were so inspired by the way he spoke and what he spoke. In fact, primarily what he spoke that you can see that photograph lady with lot of gold. Now we know कि किसी भी भारतीय धर्म में या फिर हमारा जो कल्चरल परिप्रेक्ष्य है उसके आप देखेंगे कि आप सोने को आप कभी किसी को नहीं देते हैं. मतलब गोल्ड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू ए लेडी, टू ए हाउस, टू एवरीवन. So the only time you can give is either maybe very pressing requirement. I mean, either you are dying or maybe dead or something, very critical scenarios. So this lady, after listening to that lecture, this is that photograph clicked just minutes before she donated everything. And this was not only it, because she is wife of Captain Gagan Pandey, who was very much part of the Indian National Army, and she donated everything on stage along with whatever rest of the gold that she has. And she was not the only example. There were so many people who actually came up and donated everything that they had. Another family was Baidyanath Tiwari's family. When they came, so Baidyanath Tiwari along he sent a check जब उन्होंने लेक्चर सुना इतना भावुक हुए कि उन्होंने अपना एक चेक पे लिख के भेजा अपने बच्चे को 8 साल के बच्चे को जब धीरा जी स्टेज पे लेक्चर दे रहे थे कि आप बताइए मैं अपना तन मन धन सब कुछ आपको समर्पित करता हूँ. So by that he meant कि आपका तन से ही सेट कि all my 3 kids they will be part of Indian National Army, एक बाल सेना में और बाकी 2 मेन सेना में. और जहाँ पे उनके मन की बात की तो he dedicated everything. और जब धन की बात की he dedicated 600 cows 200 एकड़ ऑफ लैंड, और साथ में उन्होंने बोला कि जो भी मेरे पास और जो भी मेरा इंटरेस्ट है आप सब आपके लिए। एंड देन ही सेड कि ठीक है। इमीडिएटली आफ्टर फिनिशिंग दैट लेक्चर, आफ्टर 2 आवर्स, नेताजी मेट विद बैद्यनाथ तिवारी जी, कट लैंड प्लांट्स, वहाँ पे उन्होंने लैंड प्लांट्स में अपना स्वागत किया, और वहाँ पे डेविड फर्स्ट ट्रेनिंग कैंप, और दिस इज of course now there at that place now you see American embassy, but that was the area wherein जहाँ पे आज अमेरिकन एम्बेसी है, वहाँ पे वो चौधरी में लैंड थी, वो बैद्यनाथ तिवारी जी ने सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी को दिया था कि आप यहाँ पे अपना ट्रेनिंग कीजिए। और वहाँ पे जो 600 काउस थी उसके लिए जो ब्रिक को कंडेंस करके जहाँ पे हमारे कोहिमा में ऑपरेशन चल रहे थे, म्यांमार में ऑपरेशन चल रहे थे, वहाँ पे भी बस सेलिंग। So there are some very interesting stories. There is a tree there which I not yet to believe that it's actually exactly same thing, but it is exactly at the same place. जहाँ पे जब वो लड़ने के लिए जा रहे थे बाहर, उस पेड़ के ऊपर फेंका और कहा कि जब हम जीत कर आएंगे तब हमें जल्दी वापस करेंगे। और वो ऐसा वहाँ पे इस तरह से हमने ये किया। अभी जाकर हमारे अंडमान निकोबार के आइलैंड्स हैं, जो रॉस आइलैंड, हैवलॉक आइलैंड, वी टेक प्राइड इन सेइंग हैवलॉक आइलैंड जा रहे हैं, रॉस आइलैंड जा रहे हैं, जो ऑल वास्ट मर्डर्स ऑफ 1850s, and they are actually British heroes who actually murdered so many Indians. जितने भी हम जो आइलैंड नाम के अंडमान से, including Port Blair, who that Blair guy, who used to stay to keep the Indian people alive, still keep them alive. To that extent, he did that survey of that land. He made that cellular chain, and today it's such a somber place to go there. You feel that there is, I can still feel that love in my thought, because it's so much that has happened. And आज जाके हमें जो हमारे आगे सब के नाम हमने चेंज किया, सरदार दिया है, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस साइड दिया है, सावरकर एयरपोर्ट किया है, वहाँ पे आप जाके अभी अगर आप जाके अभी देखेंगे और आज से 20 साल पहले की अगर आप तस्वीर देखेंगे, not even 20 years, 2000, last time we went to 2012 and now I went in 2015, but you know what has changed. We have started we have actually started to realize the importance of our own people. Because unless we respect ourselves, there is no way that we others can respect us. There is no way. I mean, if we start, अगर हम अपनी खुद की तवज्जो और इज्जत नहीं रखेंगे, हम अपने आप को उस जो हमारी असलियत है इसको हम एक्सेप्ट करके, और हम अपने जो ज्ञान है, हमारा जो भावना है, हमारी जो संस्कृति की विरासत है, अगर हम उसको नहीं करेंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा। So in that context, if you see, this is about Thailand, like today their religion, their life, their social media, is all influenced highly by India. But the time has come, can you come to the next slide and just with considerations, make it that photograph that I'm sitting in that hotel is hotel where Raj Bihari Ghosh when he was in Japan. So जब वो यहाँ से उन्होंने बॉम्ब फेंका 1911 में हार्डी पे, और उसके बाद वो So it's a very small industry, so there are but not a common these are some of the possibilities that I see. I'm not going to repeat everything. I've skipped most of these parts. How the Khames were influenced there. How when because the South Asians have never been far away from us. They became civilization neighbors that way. Because अगर आप देखेंगे हमारे पुराने टेक्स्ट में सबका नाम है कच्छ प्रदेश, सोलन भूमि, जम्बूद्वीप, हमारा बहुत पुराना कनेक्शन है, but we have never imposed ourselves on them. We have accepted gratefully because they have not taken all things from us. Let's accept the fact. Because caste system में आपको हमारा जो बर्थ सिस्टम था उसको जाति सिस्टम में इसी स्टेज पे अंग्रेजों ने उसको ट्वीट करके दिखाया गया, और वो उन्होंने नहीं किया. Same example dairy products, like tea and milk as Indian, dairy products. They don't. So they have not taken everything lightly. We have been very fluid in taking the best habits from each other, and that's how the youth intelligence is celebrated. There are some of the possibilities that is revival of the ancient trade route. We have the state that project is state by state Sandeep Sanjali. This ancient ship project. तो वहाँ पे हमारा उड़ीसा में बाली में अभी जैसे उड़ीसा में जो सेलिब्रेट करते हैं बाली यात्रा, So उसमें they have this lamp, so उस lamp को float करते हैं, and they expect कि वो उनके सौ उनके बस स्टैंड उनके जो घर पे और या फिर जो भी लोग जाते थे, it will reach them. So we have a split shift now. We are constructing a split shift, and this is under guidance of Sundar Sanyal and Mr. Kalja. और अभी इसको this is in advanced stages now this project. So we will be selling it from on the ancient route from Odisha to Bali. So there is a need to revise. There is need to tell people our exact truth history as it was, I mean real Itihasa as it happened. And then yoga and Ayurveda is one massive big. It's not only restricted to yoga day that we see sadly in some part of our country. They have accepted it. If you see film and music, Indian films are very famous in Thailand. At least I can guarantee because there are a lot of when Gangubai Kathaiwadi released. You will. I saw some photographs when I went there. Most of the girls were actually they were contesting in 5% right, and of course they they were showing their ability they dress up like and it was actually a massive moment. Bahubali is another thing. A lot of movies are great. So much. So we can actually catch in that. Cultural festivals. There is a time we actually host this International Ramani Festival, but I think we need to do more on people to people interaction. Many people to Thailand also to see. Because you see that our tourism to other side is much more, but we don't see the reciprocity. So there must be something. There must be something that you see very few Thai people, coming to India for travel purpose. And similarly, you find on the other side there are so many people that are going to China. One more thing, China they are making very strong inroads because आप जैसे इंडिया का कल्चरल और सिविलाइजेशन कनेक्ट देखते हैं वहाँ पर ऐसे ही चाइना का भी मैसिव कल्चरल कनेक्ट है साउथ ईस्ट एशिया के साथ और बहुत सारे साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्रीज में दे आर स्टार्टिंग ए प्रोजेक्ट उसमें दे आर टेकिंग पीपल फ्रॉम साउथ ईस्ट एशिया टू चाइना और वहाँ पे उन्होंने एग्जैक्टली दे हैव क्रिएटेड this kind of Chardham Yatra for Buddhist people where they have made Rajgir, they have made Bodh, they have made Kushinagar, and वो सब सेम चीजें वहाँ पे चाइना में तो दिखाते हैं they are made to believe that actually happening in China not in India. It's a massive project. हमें लगता है कि बहुत ही इसकी परिस्थिति से क्या होगा मतलब अगर आपको किसी को बताएंगे कि चाइना वगैरह because we know for a fact that it actually happened in India, but we have very high humanity and we forget things very fast. So if not today, maybe 2 generations after us, if we don't, give enough impetus to this, people will start believing. People will start unless we make our tourism centers for Buddhist because most of the South Indian South Asian Buddhist in India. So unless we kind of protect them, it's not only about it, it's about telling them what actually happening. So there is one possibility there. Lack of sister cities concept. If you see, there are so many connections that we see. I'm sure most of you have heard about Suryaratna story. Queen Suryaratna. Anyone? Other than anyone? Suryaratna story no. So Queen Suryaratna in first century, princess from Ayodhya. She went all the way to South Korea. And वहाँ पे present city Busan, वहाँ पे she married to a king, a prince there. And today, the Gine Kim, so it's like I mean, in their participate a complete area in Gine Kim, 6.5 lakh people today all their lineage to that king. So 1973 we started our diplomatic relations. 2000 we realized that we have some cultural connect. So there is so many things that are yet to be discovered. 2000, in 1999 or 2000, we realized that there is a historical connect between India and South Korea. We realized very late that the connect between the Kautilya and Soma story. I mean, Kautilya as a prince from Odisha, he went to and married a princess in Cambodia, and that's when the organization, the first flow started with the later on into Hamid Empire. So actually, Hamid Empire. So these stories are not commonplace in India. We don't realize, we don't put in textbook that the civilization thing is this one. Then of course there are so many things happening now in India, Myanmar, Thailand relations because you see in story, ancient times you see today, the things that are happening today are not exactly the same the way it happened in the past, but you see cultural connect, trade that between two nations, so the different supplies between two nations are very important. They were important then and they are important now. So to connect with them, you have to have this economic relations very strong. And then Buddhist subject, of course, I mentioned. and then we need to really tolerate as far as our self-respect is concerned. So this is where I stop. If there are any questions.
आपका वक्तव्य सिद्ध करता है कि भारत की वैश्विक स्तर पर क्या छाप है। इसके साथ